नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स। नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स। नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि, द्वितीयंपि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, द्वितीयंपि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, द्वितीयंपि संघं शरणं गच्छामि, तृतीयंपि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, तृतीयंपि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, तृतीयंपि संघं शरणं गच्छामि। पाणातिपाता वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि, अदिन्यदाना वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि, कामेषु मिच्छाचारा वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि, मुसावादा वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि, सुरामेरयमज्जपमादठाणा वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि, सब्बपापस्य अकरणं कुशलस्य उपसम्पदा, सचित्तपरियोधपणं एतं बुद्धान शासनं साधु साधु साधु.
नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्सा. नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्सा. नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्सा. Homage to the Blessed One, homage to the Enlightened One, homage to the fully awakened one. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt greetings and gratitude to Mr. Harsdeep Kamble and Global Buddhist Congregation team of India for inviting to me for sharing the Dharma talk today on this evening. So, do you know the human family in the globally they face it a critical condition due to outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. Already you have lost a lot of our friends, relatives, neighbors in India and in the globally also. Still, a lot of people are suffered due to this outbreak of COVID-19 pandemics. So let us pray for maybe world be more peaceful and maybe all the human family overcome from this uncertainty and challengings. So today I would like to the sharing the Dharma talk, the living in the present. Living in the present is mean without past, without future. Actually, very beginning, I would like to convey my homage to very respected and highly venerated Buddhist scholar and Buddhist philosopher and a very notable Buddhist personality in Thailand, Ajahn Buddhadasa. He is very well known in Thailand and in the abroad, especially in the Buddhist world, for his outstanding contribution for the promoting of Buddha Sasana, and he is a great scholar. He has very memorious publication. He written many important books on the Buddhism and Buddhist related. So this Dhamma talk actually is delivered by most respected Ajahn Buddhadasa in 1982 at Suan Mok. Suan Mok is situated in South Thailand. Personally, I also went to Ajahn Buddhadasa's very peaceful meditation center, Suan Mok. Over 10 years ago, I have a great opportunity to visiting his center where he's reside and practice it in monastic life and monkhood. So Suan Mok is a very peaceful and very quiet place, and it is a very good location for the practice of the Dharma, especially the practice of meditation. So most of the foreigner visiting the center, and they participate for meditation retreat and course and Dhamma sessions. So I have a great privilege to living in Thailand and study and practice in Thailand. So therefore, I have visited Suanmok. Indeed, it is very blessed for me. So today, I am sharing the experience and the thought of the teachings of Ajahn Buddhadasa, whatever he expressed on the living in the present, according to the Buddhist concept. So Ajahn Buddhadasa, he mentioned it that with the present moment and not letting the past or future come to disturb us. This goes against to grade with ordinary people because it is understood that we learn from the first experience and need the future as the respiratory of our hopes and dreams. Currently, we live with the certain longing for first times while uncertaining period and expectation about the future. And this, they say, is the way it must be. But the Buddha is on record as saying, one ought not to long for what has passed away, nor be anxious over things which are yet to come. The first has left us, the future has not arrived. So you need to be understand that the first is already gone and first has left us. So the future is not arrived yet. In other words, paying attention to the present is the way to live. But some say that not possible, that they can survive today because they have expectation regarding, for instance, work, and that they delve into the past in order to learn from the various experience and also previous experience. Although there must be anxious connected with such an attitude, they are satisfied with that. So now the Buddha had a particular aim that people be able to live without any suffering at all. So how then should they behave when dealing with the past, present, and future? So, well, consider it a lesson that Buddhist chanting regularly call it the Bodhe Ek Rat Gata, whose begins Atittam Nanavagamaye Napatikana He Anagatam. Atittam is the first. So one ought not to long for what has passed away, nor be anxious over things that are yet to come. This is the very important teachings from the Buddha. So in other words, one should stay straightly in the present, experiencing the first moment, and clearly and attempting to do the increasingly as time goes on. So obeying this instruction can and will be troublesome, but if being happy, cool and peaceful is what we want, and then this is the way we'll need to live. Bodhe Ekarata, Bodhes mean the auspicious, Ekarata means the one night. Eka means one, Rata means in Pali word, it is translated into in English as a night. So Bodhe Ekarata mean one night. So when counting days in the Pali language, they prepare to use night as the measure. We use day as when we say that we will be away for 3 days. But in the language of Buddhism, they would say for 3 nights. Thus, Ekarata is mean one night. Actually means the whole 24 hours, but the Ekarata would be a prosperous or auspicious single night. The word the Ekarata Gata was a particular teachings taught by the Buddha for people who wish to live the noble life for just one day. So if we want to have the very best kind of life for even one day, even this is how we do it. Now this could be practiced for many days. However, here and now we probably would not be able to achieve one or many days. So do the best you can. We practice for some time, for a little while, for an hour, or perhaps even for a day. If you could live auspiciously and live with the birthday life for a day, it would indeed be praiseworthy of achievement. So, dear friends, uh, the present moment is the very important and precious moment for us, because if we are not still in the present, we are maybe unhappy, unhappy person, because if we are going to be fast or going to be or maybe our mind is to be gone to the future, so it is make us for more anxious or more anxiety, and even going to our mind is to the fast, then is make more of depression and stress. So through overcome the stress and depression, we need to live in the present. So present moment is the very precious moment and important moment as. Like now I am sharing the Dharma talk and or my experience from the Ajahn, the Buddha Dasa. What about he remark on the living in the present moment? How we live in the present moment, and how can dealing with of some of the uncertainty or challenging, or how can we overcome from our stress, depression, and anxiety. Therefore, the Buddha gives us the method for to be lead a life, to be a moral life. If we lead a moral life, then if we practice daily of our concentration is meaning to develop to our mind, is mean develop our mind is mean to be we have to purify our mind from some of the impurities, because some impurities appear with us due to unclear of our mind, due to some of cause of the ignorance, some of cause of the cravings, some of cause of the delusion, or any hatred, some of impurities appear within our mind. So with our duty and our prime duty is to be how can we overcome for the impurities, how can overcome from the delusion, on how can we overcome from the anxiety, stress, and depression. So therefore we need to very beginning level for practice of the moral life, is mean practice of the shila. It is very important, fundamental, the teachings of the Buddha for a peaceful life, a peaceful houseful life, a peaceful monastic life, a peaceful community life, and peaceful social life. Because we are human beings, we are as a part of the society, and we are social beings. So we living with our family, friends, neighbors, relatives, and of the country, or neighbor countries people. So therefore, we are responsible for our every action and every moment. Therefore, if we are mindful on our every work in our present moment, so then it is make us more happiest life, or leading a peaceful society or peaceful life. Therefore, we need to be always living in the present, because whatever happening in past in my life or your life, many things happen in your life, so you can't we are unable to change it. First is gone already, it's left us. So, and future is also not yet to come. So, present moment we are living in here. So, whatever we doing, whatever we are thinking, we need to be highly emphasized on our present moment, because this moment is very important and precious moment for us. That the Buddha also say in the Pali, in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, say yatha bhuta. It means things as it is, things as they are. It means you have to be stay in the present. You have to seeing what is happening on, and you have to observing in the present moment. Therefore, we need to be highly deep attention on the practice of our concentration meditation, for both concentration meditation or insight meditation or mindful meditation or practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is mean to be aware or attention on my both the physical and mental action for or every moment, every work, or we need to be fully focused on attention on in present moment. It's mean we have to be work with the mindfully. So we need to be established a practice of mindfulness practice, because it is guiding to us, leading to us how can we living in the present moment. Because as you know, the in the certainly many people are they are worried about their future and their life and their job status, many things, because people are more worry and more fear on their personal life. So their fear and worry, it seems to be part of the parcel of the human life. So one who is immersed in the mundane world is not free from this unpleasant mental state. Why and do the people worry about that? Because you know, most of the people their worries on their due to various commitment and responsibilities they have. Their worries come in many various guises. They feel inadequate when they compare themselves with others. So some people they have fear and worry when they compare with the others. Maybe I'm not good like you. I'm not good enough like you. I'm not strong like enough and I can't do like a good job. I can't do like a more skillful work, or I am not a clever like enough than others people, then make an impact to us. They make to be afraid to be themselves as they really are in the presence of others. So they end up saying themselves, I cannot let people get know me as I really am. So people have lot of the curiosity, lot of the worry, frustration, lot of the fear on their personal life, on their society, on their social status, on their jobs, on their money, the incomes, and some of people they worry at the lot of about their physical appearance. The man Ori, when they become a bald-headed, some people that didn't have the good hair in their head, so they Ori when they become the bald-headed, and while women Ori, when wrinkles start to appear on their face, wrinkle. Some of the women, they are Ori much on when the wrinkle start to appear on their face. And when they are too him or too far, too fat, or too dark, or too fair, and too tall or too short, and so on, they must worry. And they are also afraid of being criticized and attacked by others or censured by other superiors, and they are afraid. They are afraid to be the present about their status, and their many lot of expectation. When they are unable to meet with this their desire or expectation, so they are more worried, and they are worried about their family life and their families. Maybe I am not much maybe I am not such a good father, no, not I am a good mother, not I am a good son, not I am a good daughter after all. Some husband worry that their pretty young wives may go out with other men, and at the same time, some wives may be worry that their young husband maybe spend the time with others, girls or other women. The unmarried people worry about how to get the married, while some married couples may worry about how lonely they are without children. On the other hand, those who have many children constantly worry about how they be best to bring them up. Maybe my wife, husband no longer loves me and might desert me, or I wonder whether my children will take care of me in my old age. Some parents worry unnecessarily over the safety of their children, having enough money for their daily household expenses, the security in their homes, and the health of others' loved ones. In other workplaces, they may have to face problem in carrying out assignment and have the difficulties in making the decision. What if my decision proves to be wrong? Should I sell my stock and shares now or later? Can my wars to be started with money, or will they can cheat the company during my absence? So like this, lot of the worry and fears affairs in our in daily life, in especially our in the personal life, in family life, in the corporate level, in the business level, and also most of the people worries people face daily would be endless. The human existing is full of worries for and fear, with the lurk within the dark inner corner of the mind. Man has so many fears: fear arising from insecurity, fears from enemies, fears from hungers, fear from sickness, fear from loss of the wealth, fear from loss of the possession, fear of the old age, and fear of the death, even fear of the no existence. So, so lot of the insecurity and lot of the fears in around with us, a lot of the worries in the around with us. So, so therefore, the Buddha thought to us the emphasize for living in the present moment, because some of the unnecessarily people are worry and fear, then they frustrated due to the unclear of the mind, because they are more of most of the unnecessarily thinking for their future, for their income, social status, their jobs. Maybe they are thinking for the bright future of their children, and they want to make more money or more old wealth for their life. And they are therefore they're feeling the more insecurity, and therefore it is affairs the unhappiness. And through this unhappiness, through this unsatisfactoriness, lot of and a lot of sickness like a hypertension, like a diabetics, like a lot of disease affairs with us. Then also we have to spend a lot of money, and we lose our peace and happiness. To for the us, we need to be uh, we need to be um, we need to be the focus on the present moment. So I would like to again sharing the teachings of the Ajahn Buddhadasa, and he said the matter will need to understand, and it is time to serve is the past, present, and future times. Why is it thought that dwelling in the present and avoiding past and future, the enlightenment is the best way to live? So everyone can be able to be enlightened himself, but go to the through the process. The Buddha showing to the path to over 2564 years ago. The path is the Noble Eightfold Path to show the path how can to be we liberate ourselves and enlighten to ourselves. Through this path, through this process, the Siddhartha Gautama, he became enlightened and became the Buddha, the enlightened one, the perfected one, then fully awakened one. So therefore, the education system is encouraged to the people to live with the expectation. Now, certain education system is encouraging to us. I need like this. I need that one. I need to be like a doctor. I need to be engineer. I need to be work in the corporate level. Lot of the expectation leading to this our present education system, and we are taught to live in this way, to live in hope, to build up our expectations. So we are grow up our expectation day by day more and more. So therefore, lot of expectation, lot of desire, lot of cravings. We lose our peace and happiness. We lose our inner peace and we lose our inner value. So the expect more and more. It is destroy our happiness, destroy our peace, and therefore life becomes a life lived in hope. But take a look, observe, and see how such a life is. It is the cold or it is the heat, it is a hot. For as long as we have not gone this we want, there is the feeling of expectancy. And how does that feel? Is that an easy, comfortable experience, or is it disturbing to live in expectation? So, lot of desire, lot of expectation, destroying to our inner peace. And through this expectation, when we are want to meet with our expectation, when we are want to achieve in our expectation, then we are lost our present moment and present happiness. So then when our mind go away or our mind is the running for like a jumping like a monkey, like a jumping from this branch to that branch, through the lot of our the unlimited for desire or unlimited the craving or like expectation, it is destroy or our true peace and our happiness. So some people develop develop some kind of the things, and it can torture. It is sometimes the torture of the mind, not doing as well as we hope it, or it is expected to can over the period of a time, so lead to a nervous disease. Already I began to say so a lot of expectation, lot of the desire is this create affair with some of the disease. It is make us more nervous, more hypertension, more maybe some of the even some of the people, when they are unable to meet with their expectation or their desire, someone going to be committed to suicide also, because they're not living the present. Therefore present moment is very important for us and important for our life, for our family, because in the past it is, we can't change it whatever happening in our life, in our society, in our family, in the future also it is not coming yet. It is, if we are worry about more on future, it is make us more anxiety or anxious. So therefore we need to live in the present moment is the very important and present precious moment. So concerning this, the Buddha once took the example of a hen lying the incubating her eggs. The hen lays the eggs and then she just sit on them, and she does not uncertain in any expectation that the chicks will emerge from the eggs. No hen would be made enough to do that. She just sit on the eggs. She occasionally scrapes and scraps, occasionally turn the eggs ever and generally does whatever is necessary and right, so that when the times comes, the chicks the emerge. But the same, do not anything with expectation, allow the expectation to rise, and it will be bite. It will bite, and then there can be nervous disease and madness or even death also. The boarding over the might happen in the future can produce the result like that. Thus, we need to know how to maintain the mind correctly so that whatever thing we should do in the carefully, with the sincerely, with the diligently, and we need to work with the mindfully, on the fully and correctly. That we sum up whatever that we have to do and then act with the mindfulness and wisdom. So mindfulness is called in the Pali language sati, and wisdom is called in the Pali language the panya. So sati and wisdom, sati and panya, it is more important for us to living in the present moment, so not with the hope and expectation. If we are working and living in the mindfully, so and every work, both mentally and physical, or everything with the dealing with the mindfully, maybe and with the wisdom or panya, maybe we are more peaceful, more calm, and our life is more the happiest. If we act an expectation, then we act with the hunger, and hunger is not happiness, it is suffering. Suffering is translated from English. It is from called dukkha. The suffering, it is the dukkha. Dukkha is also translated the unsatisfactoriness. Whatever we desire, whatever we want to achieve, when we are unable to meet with our achievement, whatever we desire, then it is make us unsatisfactory, or it is make us more sorrowful, more make a more painful, or we have a lot of dukkha or suffering or unsatisfactoriness. This was thought the Buddha, but the people in the world now don't teach in this way. They teach children to live in hope and expectation. Now, the most of the people that didn't guiding their children or their members of family, how can living in the simply way, and how can leading the human life the simple way? The most of the people, the teaching, the encourage the people or their children to live more hope and more expectation. So through more hope and more expectation, we lose our happiness, we lose our inner peace, we lose our inner value. So therefore, hopes and expectation is the bound up with and to get the vital and disappointment, because if we don't get what we expect quickly, then it means experiencing disappointment. So when we want something, then when we didn't get it, then we have a lot of disappointment, lot of the insecurity, lot of the unsatisfactoriness, and lot of the challenging, lot of unhappiness affair with us. So when we begin with the expectation, there is bound to be disappointment, lot of disappointment, and lot of the frustration. And if we can't bear with that, then we might steal or do bad things. And when we might, sometimes we are committed to be stealing, or sometimes we are doing some bad things or unexpected thing, which is our family don't like, our friends don't like, our society don't like. But through our desire, through our hope and expectation, we are sometimes stealing. So we need to be avoid our stealing. We need to avoid all the bad things, or we need to avoid all unwholesome action, because we have not had our expectation the fulfilled. Thus we practice to make the mind is the normal, and we don't allow the future to come and come us. The first the section of the Buddha Ekarata Gata, the Buddha said, one ought not to long for what has passed away. In the Buddha Ekarata Gata, again the Buddha mentioned then, Atitam Nanavagamaya, it means one ought not to long for what has passed away. So, therefore, concerning in the present, how should we act? If we are a student, for instance, then we would study what we need to study without the bringing up things from the past that disturb or expectation of future that have no immediate the relevance, and to trouble our minds. There is no benefit in that. Thus, we could be at ease and feel comfortable with ourselves. When we are staying in the present, maybe we work on from some lot of our troubles, lot of our disappointment, lot of our frustration. Then our mind to be more peaceful and more calm. So if we allow the faster future, it is disturb to us. It is destroy our happiness, destroy our present happiness. So therefore, we need to always live without past and without the future. So the present moment is important and precious for us. For without past and without future, the present moment is very important for us. Then we are more happiest, more peaceful, and more calm. So it is said in the Pali text that time divorce all living beings. Time passes, day time and night time, and the divorce all things. That is, all allows the creatures to age and die, to pass away. Now, according to the Buddhist concept, we are born, maybe we are become a old age, and someday maybe we will die or pass away. This is the law of the natures. They're all subject to change. Therefore, you have to be work with diligently and mindfully and consistently for your own liberation. Because no one liberate to you, no one liberate to us. For our own liberation, our own salvation, we need to be practice, or we need to work the continually with the mindfully or the diligently. Therefore, in here mentioned the sati and panya, the mindfulness and the panya or wisdom. It is most important and more relevant for living in the present. Ajahn, the Buddhadasa, he said, do not do anything with the expectation. So again and again, we have repeated that don't do anything with the expectation. Whatever you do, whatever you give the service with the warm-heartedly, with the selflessly, you have to serve to the others, towards to the all beings, for the welfare of the many, for the happiness of the many. If you work with the expectation, maybe you more painful, maybe you lose your happiness, more anxious. So do not do anything with the expectation. Whatever we have to do, so we act with the mindfulness and wisdom. Whatever you do, you have to work with the sati and panya. Sati is mean mindfulness or awareness or attention to your own present moment. Panya is the wisdom. Wisdom is mean whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, it is should be right understanding or is the right thought. This is the called samaditi or samasankappa. Samaditi is the right understanding, and right thought is samasankappa. This is the samasankappa. So it is the called wisdom. So not with the hope and expectation. So if you live in the hope and expectation, maybe you have to lose your happiness. So time is starting. Point is to desire and to continues to exist until we get whatever we desire. So that is where time is. We desire. This is the starting the point. So and then when we get what we desire, so that is the end the point. But beware of the time. It will only have meanings because we have the desire. If we don't desire, there would not be any time. So it would not have the beginning and end. Thus time exists, but only for ignorant people who have ignorant desires, who have hopes and expectation. So due to ignorance, due to the crabbing, due to the unclear of our mind, we have a lot of the expectation. So now the Dharma teaches is non-desire, that should avoid the flourishing wanting, so that anything we do, no matter where or when, should be done without desire as it is starting point. Then we will get that we need to get, but we will not be bothered by the forces of time. Above the meaning, we will not exist as, and we will experience some degree of mental cease. And those who are not frightened by time live their lives above it, desireless and without the foolish expectation that torment the mind. They become a calm, peaceful, attractive human beings, living that wherefore even on one day would be a praiseworthy achievement. So to bide the dwelling in the present moment without the meanings of the past or future is because the past or future is disturbing to us, is destroying our happiness. We deal with the mind with the peaceful, resolute, and strong mind which has energy and the power to do things well here and now. And what is the better? A mind which is happy and connected. Therefore, if there is work for us to do, we will be able to do it well and contently. Content is the santuti, it is translated from Pali language. Santuti is paramang danang. Whatever I have, whatever you have, with your present moment, with your jobs, with your social status, with your income, with your salary, with your power, position, you have to be contentment. So when we work with the contently, then they are have a full of happiness and joy. And if there is nothing that need to be done, so we will do nothing well to contently too. So this is the call it about the ekrata, having auspicious the night. This means the Buddha said the birthday is mean auspicious life for one day. Then even of their whole sperm should be mount to the just that one day, and their life would be more value than with someone who had never lived auspiciously. And even to the might live for the 100 years, the Buddha thought this way. Now we can live with the likes, because if we live under the power of time, it means that we are unselfed by it. So, and we get the bitten, get eaten up by longing the fast and hoping for something in the future is bitens. So then we can ever truly the happy. So due to by the living the without the desire, without the craving or tanha, without the clinging or upadana, without the defilements of greed, anger, or delusion influence their lives, they deal with the beyond the time. So again, Ajahn the Buddhadasa he remarked that if we allow the past or future to disturb to us, and we will not feel to cease, and we will be easily distracted and will not accomplish as much as we would like. So therefore we need to be give the full attention on our present moment on our present duty. So only the beings those who the enlightened beings like arahant all have the dropped the past, present, and future. Only arahant or enlightened beings, enlightened one, they dropped the past, present, and the future. If only both the ekrata or described the above, only dwelling in the present, past or future don't exist. So only during the present, it is make us most happy and most the peaceful. So continually practicing, it will develop and the bloom in the direction of the completely eliminating the defilement. Defilement is the kilesa. We need to overcome from the our defilements, which the culminates in the being arahant. Currently, we are incapable of beings arahant, but can live as arahant for a day or a night. So, but the Ekarata, the auspicious one night lives with the full the equanimity. Equanimity is the called upeka, arahanta living with the nirvana, which is the present more profoundly than anything. So, therefore, we need to be give the full attention to our the present at the moment, and we are as the ordinary people can live in the present without the kind of past and future that would be the dangerous for our mind, because the past then is only a record memories that we can use whenever we need them, while in the future is the conscious true of just the planning the things that we should do without the short of the desire. So, for the reason we would not have the enough ignorance for there, for an be me of mind take anything of being minds. So we could know all things as being just like that. So therefore the preserve of the knowledge of our or developing our wisdom, we need to be continually the processing for developing to our like a morality, for our the concentration, then also our wisdom. So through the cultivate of our moral life, concentration of practice of both insight and vipassana, or concentration meditation, or practice of the wisdom in our daily life, then we can. It is the very helpful on leading to us living in the present moment, because our mind is not very strong, not very enough strong, because we are not cultivate to our mind, not developing to our mind. We need to develop our mind through the practice, through the cultivate, to the Buddha underlining or show the path to us, developing to our mind through the practice of the vipassana or call or bhavana. So bhavana is the ancient one, is the Pali word. Bhavana is mean the development, is the development of our mind. So so we need to develop our mind through the practice of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, through the practice of the Bhavana. So the present moment is the very precious or important moment for us. Through the staying the present moment, we can make our life is more peaceful and more happiest. So I hope all Dhamma brothers and sisters, through my sharing Dhamma discourses today, I think you are able to understand the present moment is how precious, and it is the how its impact to our leading a peaceful and happiest life, or happy personal or individual or our family life. So therefore we need to be staying in the present moment and focusing on our present moment through the cultivate on our good deed, like a practice of the generosity, like a avoiding the all kind of the unwholesome action, maybe stealing, like a free from killing, free from stealing, and free from sexual misconduct, free from lying, and free from any intoxicant or alcohol, because through this law of the universe, some of the people they lost their law of the laws or the breaks the law of the universe. Some of the people going to committed the stealing, committed the killing, committed to sexual misconduct, or committed to taking intoxicant or alcohol. So they lost their happiness, they lost their present moment. So we need to be aware on our both action, physical, verbal, or mental action. So we need to be focused on attention on our the breath, like a breathe in and breathe out. Through the observation, to the deep attention on our breathe in and breathe out, we can be more mindful. What is the happening? What is the interacting with our body and mind? So we can observe through the deep attention to on our like a breathe in and breathe out. This is the technique of the mindfulness, the practice. When we are very more mindful, more practice the concentration, more practice of vipassana or bhavana or inside meditation, maybe we are living in the present moment and or the happiest life or peaceful life. So during this pandemic situation, during this outbreak of the COVID-19 period, we need to, most of the people, they are worried, they're frustrated, their fear about this about the pandemic, because lots of people they lost their jobs, their income, and they lost their neighbors, their relatives, they lost their beloved one. Therefore most people are frustrated, more people are engaged with the fear and worry. And last, some of also they have not much income, no have good food, malnutrition, good health care. Some people are worried, they're frustrated about this. But we need to be living focus. We need to be focused and emphasize on living in the present, because what is the happening in the previously, we can't change it, and the future is not come yet. So our the important and precious moment is for present moment. Therefore we need to be focusing, attentive to on our present work, present whatever we are working, whatever we have the act, whatever we performing. Like as a student, now we have to pay attention on your study on the present moment. Like a businessman, or like a job, or a worker, like working in the corporate level, or in the foreign service, or any the diplomatic way, diplomatic in the mission. So we need to be only highly focusing, attentive on our present moment, because this present moment, I am delivering the Dharma talk, I'm sharing the Dharma discourse, like you are hearing the Dharma discourse, or like you are hearing or watching the TV or television, or you listening a song, or you are passing the time with your friends, family. You need to be the highly focused and attention on your the present moment. So the present moment is very important and precious for us. So I hope may you all understand or about this on my experience, also sharing the thought and teachings from Ajahn Buddhadasa. He is the actually highly venerated and very respectable Buddhist monk scholar. And he also is my teachers, because I am deeply studies in his books, and maybe in his philosophy, because he is a very important and very great scholar in our period, in this contemporary period, and is a notable Buddhist figures in Thailand. So I would like to pay my homage again and respect to, and remembering to very respected Ajahn Buddhadasa, because he is the source of our inspiration, and his teachings and his legacy is inspiring to us as a young monastics. So I also would like to request to you all, if you have a time, so you have to read out. He has one booklet, the Living in the Present, by Ajahn Buddhadasa. So may you read out this personally, and he also sharing this important his speech in the lectures, the living in the present, without past and without future. So without past and without futures, living in the present, it is the very happy and peaceful moment for us. So once again, I would like to thanks to the global Buddhist congregation teams, and especially Mr. Harshdeep Kamble. Actually, from since last year, he take a good initiative for through this organizing the online, the virtual Dhamma discourse from India. Maybe more lot of people in abroad in India, they get more benefited through this the Dhamma discourse during this pandemic period. It is more helpful and brings more joy, peace, and it is for the welfare of the many and for the happiness of the many. So once again, I would like to thanks to everyone, those who listening this Dhamma session, those who joining us through the online. I would like to convey my heartfelt greetings and gratitude to against the global Buddhist congregation team, and they are all technician supporting and helping to us for the broadcasting this online Dhamma discourse. Actually, Buddha said the gift of the Dhamma that excels the all gift. The gifts of the Dharma is the highest gift. So I would like to thanks to Global Buddhist Congregation teams and Mr. Harsdeep Kamble. Really, you are play the important role for the propagation of the Dharma, propagation of the teachings of the Buddha, which is for the welfare of the many, for the happiness of the many. So now today I would like to conclude with this, and I hope and pray from the enlightenment place of the Bodhgaya, may the world more peaceful, and all sentient beings be free from all dangerous things, all harmings, and may all sentient beings be living peacefully, happily, and joyfully, and more prosperously. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. Sabbitiyo vibhajantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate babatu antarayo suki dirgayo po babo abhivadana silesa nichang bodha pachayino chattaro dhammavaddanti ayuvannang sukhang balang ayuraruga sampatti sagga sampatti me vase Atope nibbana sampatti iminate samijatoti. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. Thank you all.